Oh, random inkling android. If only I could have managed to understand the secret of the multiverse, the TARDIS. Then people would line up and watch my reviews. Lord knows I've tried. I've exhausted every plan in my filing cabinet. From A to Y.
A to Y?
Yeah, A to Y, you know the alphabet.
What about Z?
Z.
Z, the letter after Y.
W, X, Y, Z, here, Plan Z, here it is! Just like you said!
Oh, boy.
It's story-driven. It's exposition-heavy. It's lemon-scented. This Plan Z couldn't possibly fail. I'm going to be truthfully honest. Kunzite Universe doesn't have much competition. Now, here is why I say that. This new special hasn't changed the characters as much as I thought it would. When it comes to specials, I want there to be something that surprises me. Now, I want to say it was nice to post the previews, but without them, I would personally have a better experience watching this. It seemed kind of disappointing when I saw the runtime. I really think that this should have been part 1. But how could Stevie have made it so that way there was a plot beginning or brewing? Well, I'll tell you after I actually reviewed the special. So the special itself is kind of confusing the first time you watch it. The previews also took quite a lot from the main episode, mainly Preview 2, which showed who was challenging Blue. I personally was still enjoying the fight because he called back to King Blue, a special which in my opinion is the weakest, even if it's a backstory. Also, I don't like how Stevie has given Blue all these powers. Seems unnecessary to give him Aurora Hadouken, flight, teleportation, and Super Saiyan powers. While yes, Lapis has flight and hydrokinesis, she is only limited by the water around her, but enough with my gripes. What are the goods? Well, this did have fluent animation. My favorite was the wing shield. It looked really nice. Not all of the shots were fluent, however, but the wing kind of made up for it. Also, they never actually fought Rebecca Sugar. She still seems against them, but I think Sugar's isn't done. I think she will appear once more somewhere in the series as a whole. I feel like she's going to be the main antagonist that's pulling the strings, which is okay in my opinion. The voice actors for Star and Maria were really good. They expressed character, and they did a magnificent job. 2 thumbs up on my part. However, I do believe that I stole the show in voice acting side of things. They sounded more natural rather than reading off a script. And by the way, Stevie, if you need a voice for a male character, don't hesitate to ask me. But besides that, let me introduce everybody to the special list. This is a list of all the specials that Stevie has produced, and which ones I would recommend watching, and which ones I recommend skipping. Number 1 is currently, and probably will stay, to be the final showdown, which hasn't been outmatched because it felt like the series finale, even though it wasn't. In my humble opinion, it really should have been. I would like to see some original ideas from Stevie to see what he could do. Number 2 was King Blue. It may be a good idea to watch it in case you want some lore, but it's not really necessary. Number 3 is Go Blue Gym Guardians. Yes, this counts. He made a trailer for it, so I count it. It's a good idea to just skip this one since it really adds nothing to the plot and or characters. Now, number 2 is the challenge. I put this so high because it adds to the character's world and gives Star some time to shine, as well as has amazing animation in the wing shield alone. But what about the stuff about like the parts of their story that I was talking about? Alright, hear me out. If it were in parts, the animation would look a lot better since Stevie could work hard on part 1 and part 2, making us also wait longer to figure out what happens. Now, about a story. In my humblest opinion, I think Blue Topaz should have died in this episode. Hold up, before you type some comment about how he shouldn't, you know what character gets no spotlight whatsoever? Sapphire, Blue's son. He doesn't seem to fight anybody, and he doesn't appear in any of the specials as a main figure. Killing Blue off would make Sapphire not only have a struggle of dealing with his father's passing, but also we would get to see him grow as a character. How would this arc end? Well, Sapphire would confront Rebecca Sugar instead of fighting her. They would talk. Sapphire soon accepts his father's death and returns home. ending the series on the fact that he will forever continue his father's legacy. This would also open up the gateway to allow Stevie to either return to later or create a new series from the ground up. In the end, the challenge was an enjoyable time if you really enjoyed the final showdown. But if not, hey, it's your cup of tea either way. Here goes nothing.